Welcome to the DCTV News at Noon program. I'm Kelsey Kiesling.
And I'm Kendra Cook. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the friends at Southwest TV Translator Association.
If you have a news topic or event you'd like to see covered, give us a call. The studio number is 677-4119.
Today's show runs Monday at noon, 3 and 6 p.m. and again is re-aired throughout the weekend with the other weekday broadcast replays. Today is May 7th, 2018, and now the news at noon.
Reported by the Cortez Journal with photos by Felicia Fonseca with the AP. Off a northern Arizona highway surrounded by pastel-colored desert is one of the starkest examples of drought's grip on the American Southwest. Dozens of dead horses surrounded by cracked earth, swirling dust, and a ribbon of water that couldn't quench their thirst. Flesh exposed and in various stages of decomposition, the carcasses from a circle around a dry watering hole sunken in the landscape. It's clear this isn't the first time the animals have struggled. Skeletal remains are scattered on the fringes and in an adjacent ravine. It's a symptom of a burgeoning wild horse population and the scarcity of water on the western edge of the Navajo Nation following a dry winter and a dismal spring runoff. Conditions aren't forecast to improve anytime soon, and tribal officials suspect other animals have died with not enough to eat or drink. Animals were accustomed to finding relief at the stock pond where the horses died, but locals say the pool of water beneath the decades-old earthen dam has dried up more quickly each year. Families have been downsizing their herds because they can't rely on the vegetation or watering holes. Some have hauled water and left it in troughs for animals. Federal and tribal workers this week used heavy equipment to bring horses found on the outskirts closer to the others. Hydrated lime was spread over the site to aid decomposition and to ward off scavengers. Friday's work focused on collapsing the berm and burying the animals on site. Eventually, the tribe will redirect any water that flowed into the watering hole into a safer area.
From the Journal, photos Jim Imiaga. The sun and a misplaced skylight started a fire Friday on the roof of the new Cortez Fire Protection District station on North Washington Street in Cortez. The blaze was quickly extinguished, but it damaged the roof and destroyed some skylights, said Assistant Chief Sean Biddle. No one was injured. As part of the construction project, workers were installing 13 skylights and had put 8 in place. The units have multiple mirrors and magnifiers that collect sunlight to provide natural lighting inside the new building. Biddle said the construction crew was wrapping up for the day and had inadvertently placed a skylight near some cardboard. The skylight magnified sunlight enough to ignite the cardboard, Biddle said. Flames shot up 8 feet, consumed the uninstalled skylights, and damaged part of the roof, Biddle said. Construction workers attempted to put the fire out with fire extinguishers, but it was not enough. We brought up our water lines and put a fast stop to it, Biddle said. Some fire crews were at the high school teaching kids about fire extinguishers when they got the call. As part of protocol, when there is a structure fire, mutual aid was called in from the Lewis Areola Fire Department, but they were called off about 2:40 p.m. The seeming irony of a fire at a fire station happens nationwide every year, he said. Causes usually are attributed to the kitchen or malfunctioning fire equipment. In Dove Creek, DCTV reported, photos Kendra Cook, around 1 p.m. citing a large plume of smoke that was coming from a large-sized RV that had caught fire and was parked at the High Country Elevator parking lot turnoff. DC Volunteer Fire Department was called to the scene with Dolores County Sheriff's officers responding. DC VFD extinguished and contained the fire as it completely burned out the RV on Sunday. The scene was fully contained by 1:35 p.m. No injuries are reported. No further details were available at the time. A follow-up should be available this week at the DC press site.
Reported by the Cortez Journal, a former resident of Pagosa Springs with connections to the Springs Resort and Spa has pleaded guilty to filing a false tax return. William Marvin Bill Whittington, age 68, of Scottsdale, Arizona, pleaded guilty Wednesday in U.S. District Court in Durango to filing a false 2010 individual income tax return, in which he underreported his income by more than $390,000. From 2010 to 2012, Whittington directed the hot springs in Pagosa Springs, a business run by him and members of his family, to pay many of his personal expenses, according to a news release issued Friday by the U.S. Department of Justice. Whittington failed to report those funds in tax filings and as a result underreported his income by more than $900,000 and neglected to pay more than $360,000 in taxes, according to the release. Whittington also used two offshore bank accounts from 2003 to 2010 in Liechtenstein to generate about $9.7 million in investment income, the release says. He did not pay taxes on that income, resulting in a tax loss of at least $1.5 million, according to the release. In total, Whittington did not pay at least $1.8 million in taxes owed to the IRS. Sentencing is scheduled for October 9th. In addition to a prison sentence, Whittington faces a period of supervised release, restitution, and monetary penalties.
From the Durango Herald, photo credit Jerry McBride and courtesy. In 2014, by Richie Fletcher's estimation, 2 people were using drones in Durango. Today, Fletcher, owner of media production firm Solo Arts and a drone enthusiast, estimates 36 people are now using drones in town. He has 4 himself. Uses for unmanned aerial vehicles, by virtually all accounts, will only grow. Everything drone, from their use aiding farmers and oil and gas operators to rogue operators interfering in firefighting efforts during the Lightner Creek fire last year, was discussed by a 3-member panel last week at the Durango Chamber of Commerce sponsored Tech Knowledge Conference held at the Doubletree Hotel. The panel included Bruce Black, a retired lieutenant colonel in the Air Force, Riley Fieselman, owner of Skycapture, and Brant Holmes, founder and owner of Insula Gladio. The functionality of drones is transforming an array of industries. Perhaps the 2 most important to Southwest Colorado might be agriculture and the natural gas and oil industries. Black said Williams Company's drones use has drastically cut down the time, work hours, and expense of keeping tabs on the health of its 6,000 miles of pipeline in the San Juan Basin. Williams is required to have flags along regular intervals of its pipeline to alert people of its presence. 90% of Williams' crew's time was spent learning where flags are down and replacing them, Black said. The use of drones has drastically cut the expense of this mundane chore. Side benefits include freeing staff time to take on higher priority items for pipeline maintenance and safety. In addition, Black noted the inspection rate for wells by the Bureau of Land Management is once every 3 years, a rate that could be vastly increased in frequency with the adoption of drones. Methane leaks not apparent to the eye, he noted, are visible with a drone equipped with an infrared sensor. Also, the combination of drones and sensors has revolutionized agriculture, with techniques now widespread in California and the Midwest being adopted on Southwest Colorado farms and ranches. You catch problems earlier, Fieselman said. To the eye, it all looks green. An infrared sensor knows when a plant is 100% healthy, when it's 75% healthy, or when it's 50% healthy. In the past, farmers walked the fields looking for problems, and when they found them, Fieselman said they would assume the worst. Now, instead of an entire field being sprayed with an insecticide, he said a drone with a proper sensor can narrow the infestation down to a 20-square-yard problem, allowing the farm to avoid an entire spray of the field. Previously, he said, there was often no way to know the extent of a problem. Now you can walk the field with a hand sprayer and hit only the problem area, saving money, time, and effort. Livestock management has been another field where drone technology has been a game changer. Herd inspections that often took days and involved a lot of ranch hands are now complete with a single drone flyover of the herd. Commercial applications are becoming more and more common, Fieselman said. We're teaching things to ourselves as we go. Drone inspections are now common in downtown Denver building projects. In California, where technological innovation is a couple of years ahead, we are told there is no large contractor now without a drone department, Fieselman said. Unfortunately, the allure, increasing affordability, and ubiquity of drones also means they are easy to misuse and even use illegally. You can't necessarily unbox a drone and fly it, Holmes said. As a hobbyist, you're likely going to use it to make video for yourself, he said, but you must abide by the Federal Aviation Administration's rules and must register and operate it under the special rule for model aircraft. If you make money with the drone under federal regulations, you must obtain a waiver, which usually takes about 90 days, that will allow you to fly it at night or over people. In 2017, La Plata County adopted policy for drone use. In 2018, in January, the La Plata County Sheriff's Office adopted policy for use of drones for use in search and rescue operations and to protect private property.
According to the Cortez Journal, Colorado Parks and Wildlife is asking the public for help identifying a man who was seen chasing and harassing a moose in Frisco, Colorado. A witness said he and a passenger observed the man chase the moose onto the median Friday afternoon in the 900 block of 10 Mile Drive in Frisco. They snapped a photo as they drove past, Colorado Parks and Wildlife said Sunday in a news release. The man faces a citation for harassing wildlife. Anyone with information can remain anonymous by calling Operation Game Thief at 877-265-6648. Rewards may be available. Moose do not attack people unprovoked. However, they will defend themselves very aggressively if threatened or harassed. Moose do not fear people and will stand their ground, giving the impression they are tolerant of a human's presence, the news release from Mike Porras said. And now let's take a look at the weather.
Our national weather outlook has cleared up tremendously over the weekend. There are still some rain and thunderstorms predicted across the Appalachians and around the mid-Atlantic. The southern tip of Florida continues to have scattered rain opportunities, and the other rain system is pushing down from Canada, from Idaho across to the Dakotas. That storm will possibly continue to move eastward, affecting the northern plains and Great Lakes later in the week. The rest of the country is mostly warmer than usual and dry. Regionally warm and dry in our region now and into next week, but the month may still finish with above normal precipitation. That, according to the Climate Prediction Center maps, NWS says the CPC's monthly outlook for May show odds still favoring warmer than normal temperatures, but with above normal precipitation, especially in northeastern Utah and northwestern Colorado, and that means close to us. However, in the short term, near critical fire weather conditions may develop this afternoon as a passing disturbance causes winds to increase with frequent gusts to 25 miles an hour possible, with relative humidity is likely to fall between 10 and 15%. In addition, isolated thunderstorms are possible over the eastern Uinta Mountains and along the Continental Divide this afternoon and early this evening. There is a slight chance of afternoon showers and thunderstorms over the mountains each afternoon and evening on Wednesday and Thursday. Chances increase Friday through Monday. In addition, there's the potential for critical fire weather conditions this Friday. DCTV local 5-day outlook. We really are looking for quite a warm up this week, the usual spring. Strong winds followed by a cold snap, a snow, and then off we go straight into hot weather. So today, partly sunny with a high near 78 or possibly a bit higher than that. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming south-southwest in the morning. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low just around 46. West-southwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming east-northeast in the evening. Tuesday, sunny with a high near 81. Northeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming northwest in the morning. Tuesday night, clear with a low around 49. North-northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming east after midnight. Wednesday, mostly sunny with a high higher near 83. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest in the afternoon. Wednesday night, mostly clear with a low around 50. Thursday, sunny with a high near 82. Thursday night, partly cloudy with a high around 51. You get the idea, the temperatures are climbing. And then Friday, mostly sunny with a high near 77. Friday night, a slight chance of showers and thunderstorm before midnight. Mostly cloudy with a low around 44 and breezy. And going into the weekend, mostly sunny on Saturday with a high near 63. Saturday night, partly cloudy with a low around 37. And now, back to the news.
According to the Durango Herald, the storyline sounds familiar. A popular pain drug becomes a new way to get high as prescribing by doctors soars. But the latest drug raising flags is not part of the opioid family at the center of the nation's drug epidemic. It's a 25-year-old generic pill long seen as a low-risk way to treat seizures, nerve pain, and other ailments. The drug, called gabapentin, is one of the most prescribed medications in the U.S., ranking 9th over the last year, according to prescription tracker GoodRx. The researchers attribute the recent surge to tighter restrictions on opioid painkillers, which have left doctors searching for alternatives for their patients. Those same forces are changing the drugs that Americans abuse, according to experts. While prescriptions for opioids like Vicodin and OxyContin have been falling since 2012, health regulators have seen increased overdoses with unexpected medications, including the over-the-counter diarrhea drug Imodium. Medical journal articles estimate that between 15 and 25% of opioid abusers also use gabapentin, and emerging research suggests combining gabapentin and opioids heightens the overdose risks. Gabapentin on the market since 1993 has long been considered non-addictive and is not tracked as closely as riskier drugs like opioids. But calls to U.S. poison control centers show a stark rise in abuse and overdoses.
From the Journal, photo Stephanie Alderton. Home sales in Montezuma County have gone up since early 2017, and so have prices. That according to the Four Corners Board of Realtors. The board's most recent data shows 125 houses were sold by April 30th this year, a 39% increase from this time in 2017, when only 90 had been sold. During that time, the average price for a single-family home was just over $252,000, a 32% increase from last year. Board President Brenda Bates credited the increase with a strong economy, combined with the high demand for Montezuma County homes and rental properties becoming a less enticing option. The increased sales and prices continued the upward trend from last year. According to data on the Board of Realtors website, 381 houses were sold in 2017, up from 327 in 2016. The average price for a home in 2017 was $222,399, a 4% increase from $213,843 the previous year. In addition to the economy, Bates suggested several factors that could have led to the improved market, such as low mortgage interest rates and fewer foreclosures driving down property values. She also said more people could be finding it easier to buy a house instead of renting. Rent is pretty tough around here and rent amounts are high, and so buying is a much better option for people, she said. Beverly Williams, who manages rental properties for RE/MAX Mesa Verde Realty, said the average price of a rental house in Montezuma County is about $900 per month. The lack of new construction in Montezuma County is also helping sellers, she said. When too many houses are for sale to not enough buyers, real estate agents often lower their prices to compete for those who are available. But when there's a large demand for a limited supply of houses, sellers can raise their prices without losing buyers. Although new home construction isn't happening on a large scale in Montezuma County, more homes were added to the market in 2017, with 676 new listings compared with 570 in 2016. Bates said she expects that trend to continue as long as demand remains high. According to the Colorado Association of Realtors, Montezuma County's price and sales number increase are above average for the state. The average price of a Colorado home was $432,239 as of March 2018, a 9% increase from $395,505 at the same time in 2017. But only 21,875 homes had been sold statewide by March, a 2% decrease from last year. Bates said she believes Montezuma County benefits from the influx of people to Colorado that has been going on since the legalization of marijuana in 2013. Prices here, while still high compared with other parts of the country, are more affordable than those on the Front Range. The county also has better views than the city, she said. The most common buyers for Montezuma County homes, she said, are retirees and families who want to get away from big cities and appreciate the scenery and outdoor activities available in the region. Bates also said the number of high-end homes sold in the county has increased over the past few years. 8 houses have been listed for $750,000 or more so far this year, and 2 have sold. This time last year, 9 had been listed, but none sold. The number of houses sold from the $250,000 to $500,000 price bracket more than doubled this year, with 43 sold compared to 16 by April of 2017. In the $100,000 to $250,000 price range, which Bates said is usually the most popular, only 59 have been sold compared with 68 last year. In 2017, the only town in the immediate area that saw a decrease in home sales was Dove Creek in neighboring Dolores County, where only 7 houses were sold compared with 9 in 2016. Dove Creek remained the cheapest place in the county to move, with an average home sale price of $96,983. Mancos remained the most expensive, with an average price of $303,421. Dolores saw the largest price increase in 2017, with the average home sales price going up to $261,717, a 15% increase from $228,482 in 2016. The town that saw the highest growth in home sales was Cortez, where 223 houses sold in 2017, a 25% increase from 179 in 2016, and the average sale price there was $184,076.
Reported by the Durango Herald, walk down the toothpaste aisle at your typical drugstore and you'll see a range of products that promise to whiten your teeth. Whitening toothpaste, whitening strips, a whitening gel that you can paint on your teeth with a cotton swab or use in a mouth tray, a 2-step daily cleaning and whitening system, and more. The products at the drugstore all have essentially the same whitening ingredient, the bleaching agent peroxide. If you go to your dentist for a professional tooth whitening, they'll use a more concentrated peroxide product. With the in-office procedure, you get a lot of whitening very quickly, but it requires expertise, says Matthew Messina, a practicing dentist at the Ohio State University College of Dentistry and a spokesman for the American Dental Association. With such a high-powered bleaching agent, he says the dentist has to protect the gums. The over-the-counter products are weaker, that means less active whitening, but also less risk to the gums should the whitening agent come in contact. All of the products are safe if used as directed, Messina said. Still, they can increase sensitivity of teeth and they can irritate gum tissue. Anything that doesn't feel right, you should see your dentist.
From the Durango Herald, photos Jerry McBride, the Four Corners Motorcycle Rally will return to Durango over Labor Day weekend in September, and the organizers said Durangoans can count on a revitalized and more family-friendly event. Trevor Bird, owner of Durango Harley-Davidson, who's been putting together the rally for a year, said a key to this year's rally will be its decentralized nature, which should disperse motorcyclists at events from Ignacio to Durango. The rally, from August 30th to September 2nd, will feature a bike show with vintage, custom, and performance motorcycles, an arm wrestling contest, short course oval dirt track races, kids BMX races, live music, Avengers Plaza, and a return of the Sunday Bikers Parade through downtown Durango. Quote, "We look at our business as based on building relationships and experiences," Bird said. "We really want to create an opportunity to have people come to the Four Corners region and really enjoy themselves. We really want to nurture this event and come up with a fresh approach that you can enjoy as a family." Bird, who brought Durango Harley-Davidson in June of 2017, said he has permits in place to use the La Plata County Fairgrounds on Saturday for dirt oval track races and for the Sunday parade through downtown. In addition, weekend events will be held at the Sky Ute Casino in Ignacio and at Durango Harley-Davidson. John Oakes of Freeze Management, which puts on concerts and motorsports and other lifestyle events, will partner with Bird to manage the rally. Oakes said Freeze Management will market the event nationally and target the motorcyclist community and media. Tim Walsworth, executive director of the Business Improvement District, said Bird and Oakes have brought renewed energy. The event has had its ups and downs with the rise and fall of the old rally. Maybe this will become a well-run, regular event in Durango, Walsworth said. While the event has had its detractors among locals who aren't enthusiastic about hundreds of motorcyclists converging on town for a weekend, Walsworth said a well-attended rally also brings tourists and their wallets. Neither Bird nor Oakes had an estimate for attendance at this year's rally, as it is the first major rally planned for the area since the demise of the event under its previous owner, Johnny Valdez. Frank Lockwood, executive director of the Durango Area Tourism Office, said he conservatively estimated 500 attendees this year and up to 1,000 wouldn't be out of the ballpark. Proceeds from the beer sales at the Durango Harley-Davidson Friday and Saturday evening dances at 10th Street and Main Avenue, and all sales from the Transit Center Burrito Breakfast on Sunday will benefit Building Homes for Heroes, a nonprofit organization that gifts mortgage-free homes to meet the needs of the men and women who were injured while serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. Also, a portion of beer sales Saturday at La Plata County Fairgrounds will benefit Durango BMX. Bird and Oakes, Lockwood had said, will bring some professionalism to event management. Bird said he purchased the trademark, domain name, website, and intangible assets for the rally from Valdez. Oakes said he has put on events with Bird for more than a decade. Freeze Management, he said, has put on events across the world. "This is our full-time job," he said. "We're looking forward to the opportunity to work with Durango, La Plata County, and the Four Corners as a whole to provide an event that has a positive impact on the community."
And now for the Dolores County Sheriff's Roundup for the week of April 30th through May 6th. A town resident reported someone knocking on the outside of their wall, A town resident reported someone knocking on the outside walls of their residence in the early morning hours. A deputy is investigating. A Dolores County deputy and Colorado State Patrol responded to a report of a rolling domestic just north of Egner. San Miguel deputies arrived and took control of their call. A town resident reported finding a bicycle in their driveway. If you're missing a bicycle, please contact the sheriff's office to identify. That concludes today's roundup. Stay tuned for continued updates.
Today's High Canyon Country happenings. May 12th is Letter Carriers Stamp Out Hunger Food Drive in Cortez. Put your non-perishable food donations in a bag by your mailbox. The USPS will deliver it to the Good Samaritan Center. This is their largest food drive of the year. Their goal is to collect 10,000 pounds of food. For more information on the Good Samaritan Center at 601 North Dolores Road in Cortez, you can call them at 970-565-6424. This Friday in Dolores County, at the backside of the VFW building, the Care and Share Food Pantry of Dolores will host its monthly food distribution event starting at 10 a.m. All of those who need food from Dolores County are welcome. There is also a TFAB program as part of the food services. If you have questions or are in need of food at different times of the month, please call them at 970-769-0006. And Montezuma Dolores Caregivers Lunch and Learn event called The Right Place at the Right Time is free and being held Tuesday, May 15th at the Cortez Senior Center. 11:30 to noon, registration and lunch, and 12 to 1:30 is the presentation. RSVP is required to Cortez Senior Services at 970-564-2772 or Dolores County Senior Services at 970-677-2787. As they say, it is important to recognize yourself as a caregiver. There are resources available to you. You are not alone. All of the happenings are posted on our DCTV News at Noon Facebook page, along with the YouTube replays, weather, and the original stories and local posts. To share your event or information, contact us by email, dcbnnews@gmail.com, or call the station 970-677-4119, and we'll be sure to get your news on air.
Thanks for tuning in. News at Noon airs at noon Monday through Thursday and then is rebroadcast at 3 and 6 p.m. on each of those days. The weekday news shows are then replayed throughout the weekend as well.
And be sure to check us out online on Facebook. It's DCTV News at Noon. Please like us there and share it with a friend.
For Kendra Cook with DCTV and the News at Noon program out of Dove Creek, USA, I'm Kelsey Kiesling. Thanks for watching.